Hi, I'm here with Soke Tony Ball. I was going through his book last night and I rang him up and I said, look, there's a couple of things I'd like to ask you in the book. So here we are at Stoner's Restaurant, and the first thing I wanted to ask Soke was, there is no shame in saying I don't know, but I will find out. So Soke, what's your opinion of that?
Well, first of all, like, no matter what grade you are, no matter how many years you've been studying, there's always something that you can learn. And a lot of people find it a little bit awkward for them to say the stuff that we don't know. I'm the sort of the opposite. And it's okay to say I don't know. The only shame would be in not finding out what they was asking you. If someone asks you a question and you don't know the answer, then it's down to you as a student, even us two being students, to find out what that is. It's like a student asking you a question you've got no answer for. You say, well, I don't know, but I will find out. And I've done this many times with Bob Lawrence, my instructor, where I've asked him the questions and he said, I don't know. He said, but I'll get back to you. And there wasn't one time that he never got back to me and said, what I found out was, and then he would have gone and obviously looked it up or found out from any other place what the answer to the question was. So there's nothing wrong in saying I don't know. The only shame is if you don't find out.
In other words, ask. There's a lot of sayings and really great quotes in this book. If you would like a copy, you can message Soke directly, Tony Ball, on Facebook, or send me $100 and I'll send it to you. So you do have stories here of in the back of the book with quite a few people. So how hard was it to get those interviews?
Well, I have to say that the whole book was a very hard thing to do. Yeah, it was hard to get some stories. The whole reason about the stories, I have to say, is that I don't want people to look at the book and say it's me saying this or it's me saying that. But these are things, stories from other martial art people, not only my own students, but also a lot of other instructors as well, which I can only assume they had a good experience with me, which led to the story.
Sounds great. Well, that's the book, My Journey to Fudoshin. So that leads me to the question, Soke Tony, what is Fudoshin?
Well, Fudoshin is not necessarily a martial art. The way it was explained to me by my instructor was it was a concept. Now, a concept has no barriers. A concept can stretch out. As we was talking about earlier, Grant, that Fudoshin being a concept, you can apply it in many different areas. The word Fudoshin, as in the word Fu, it means immovable. Now, a lot of people take this to be immovable in our techniques, but it goes far beyond that. And the Do is the way and the Shin is the spirit. Now, the word Fudoshin is not a modern terminology. It's one that was talked about and utilised a lot by great martial art people such as Musashi back then. So if you could apply Fudoshin to any one area in your life, then you would truly be studying the concept of what it means to not give up, to always get back up, to try again. If this way is not working, then find another way. So Fudoshin is a concept of life more so than a martial art.
Great. So the book is, can you see that? It's My Journey to Fudoshin, Immovable Mind. So Soke, what are weapons got to do with training?
I think if you go back far enough in any kind of conflict, combat system, weapons plays its part. If you go back far enough, people have always had the opportunity to develop and utilise weapons. Now, in today's society, one could say that the sword, the spear, and all these other martial art weapons play no role. I would hazard a guess and say that's not necessarily true, because if we're learning about stick, which regardless of size or name, a stick is a very useful and versatile weapon. So in situations of multiple attack, to arm oneself is logical. Now, when we talk about weapon training, a lot of people put it into a separate box and say, but that's weapons, that's nothing to do with unarmed. And I would argue the fact is that a lot of the concepts that we use in our unarmed also apply with our weapons. So just because we can't carry a spear doesn't mean to say we can't do anything with a rake or a broom. Just because we can't carry a knife, there's nothing to stop us saying we can use a very strong pen. So I believe that weapons do play an important part in the development of a martial art today.
Fantastic, thank you for that. So Soke, how will this help the average person who is training in martial arts? How will it help them in their training?
Well, to read the book is easy, I suppose, but to understand what I'm trying to get across, maybe it's a little bit harder. But I think if you look at the book as a whole way of looking at things, I'd be very, very surprised if some of the things I mention and delve into in the book wouldn't help any person studying martial arts. In the end, this is only meant to be an aid for people to better understand martial arts. Not necessarily one system or another, but their martial art way of thinking. We all know there is no substitute for a good sensei. And this book is only meant to put across my interpretation of what martial arts are and should be.
All right, well, we'll call it quits for today. Hopefully we'll catch up and we'll go through. As you can see, the book is fairly comprehensive, so there's a lot of stuff to go through here. So in a couple of weeks' time we'll catch up and we'll go through it again. Thank you for the day.
Thank you.
Push.